Knicks family, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. After 7 straight in a row, we are here.
Clap it up for 7
We
in a row.
are here.
7 straight. You said it all calm and stuff. Seven,
Seven
straight.
straight in a row. Yo, 7 straight, baby. I didn't want to get too loud. I didn't want to get too 7. We are here with Josh Rodriguez of the Diamond NBA podcast, and we are also here, of course, with Andre Jalil, Rick the Ruler. How y'all doing, man?
Excellent.
Doing well, man.
After 7 wins, I ain't been this good in a while.
Listen, man, I'm called little. You said I was a little calm, Rick, but I guess you called it a little Knicks fan PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get over it. Trying to get over it. But listen, man, it's funny. My wife actually said it to me. She said, "Is the game over?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, did they win? I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Did they win 7 straight and you're not excited?" I said, "No, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, 7 straight."
See, you're expecting it now. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's what we do. It's
That's
what
the
we
problem.
do.
No, 7 straight.
Well, one of the things, like I said, the thing that bothers me is that all these other teams are winning. Like we're in that spot, and all these teams are winning. It's like nobody. I'm waiting for Miami to lose. They didn't have Butler for one game, and they still win. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for these other teams to like beat these guys so we can move up to like the fourth spot. The way I had allergies, so pardon me.
Nah, you good. You good. Don't worry about it.
When it gets like right there, Jesus. But yeah, these other teams they've been winning, and it's like we're still sitting in that 6. Are we still 6?
We're fifth right now.
We're fifth right now.
Five. Yeah,
We're a half game behind Atlanta. We beat them tomorrow. We're
exactly.
Let me see. What are we exactly right now? Because I was just looking at that. I think we're a half game behind Atlanta, right?
Yep.
We just said that.
Can I say this?
He just said that.
Tonight was one of those nights.
Come on, don't do that to me.
It was glaring how good the defense was. Like Reggie Bullock is. Like,
Oh yeah, Reggie Bullock, exactly.
On these dudes, it was like they didn't know where to turn. The thing that annoyed me, like this is when I got nervous when Washington was knocking down 3-pointers, like left and right. He was all over the place.
Yeah, back to back.
What is going on?
Yeah. And that was honestly, he was what got them going. If it wasn't for him, they would have been out of the game really, really early because we went up.
They would have been finished early.
Yeah. We went up. So great team win. Everybody stepped up that game. Julius Randle, 16, 10, and 7. RJ had 24 points. He had 6 for 11 from the 3-point line, which was his second game with 6 3-pointers. The fact that he took 11 3-pointers. We're talking about RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Reggie Bullock, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Derrick Rose, man. Clap it up for Derrick Rose, man. I love this guy, man. I love this guy, man. 17 points, 5 assists. He looks like once he's in a groove, he can't miss sometimes. You know what I mean? It's cool because he knows, like, all right, I got to get us a bucket. And it's almost like he kind of has that walk when he comes in for Elfrid. Like, all right, I got you guys. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Quickly, finally came out of the dungeon. 17 points, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. Yeah, man, and that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see these guys get out of these slumps. You know, he is in the rookie. He hit the rookie wall. You know, he can't avoid it. It just happens. You know what I mean? But the fact that he still has done everything else that you're supposed to do, all the intangibles, he's still getting the minutes that he deserves. So, you know,
Kevin Knox, 1 rebound.
Yeah. Clap it up for Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox, he got some minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I saw Kevin Knox out there, and I wanted to tweet out. I love seeing Kevin Knox out there, but he wasn't doing anything. So I said, I wouldn't be a good tweet.
He was out of position in one spot.
Yeah, he laxed on defense. His first shot was an air ball. It was just
way off. It was like just bad, that shot.
Yeah.
And it was like he had the jitters, and like that's of course that's part of the problem when you don't get minutes like that.
Damn. And that was his only shot.
Yeah.
He looked. He didn't look too good. But I feel like if we get 34 off the bench between Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly, we can't lose. Mm-hmm. Like if these dudes are skip scoring like this, the defense is so good on this team. What did they say about us being one of the top offensive teams in the league? The last how many games?
Yeah, the last. Well, they're obviously during the 7-game stretch. I think we're like 3rd or 2nd in net rating, offensive net rating, which is just
that was pretty incredible.
And it's for real, man. I talked about it with Josh. this Julius Randle thing? Like, is it here to stay? And it's kind of like the same question with this team. You know what I mean? Like, is this team here to stay? Is this what you're gonna get? And you know, if 90% of what they've been doing is effort. You know what I mean? And then they just bring that every single night. I think that this can be the team that we see going into the playoffs. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get caught in a playing tournament because I don't want to leave anything up to the refs or anybody to step in there and you know, crush our a wonderful season or overachieving season, I should say. But yeah, man, let's hit the chat real quick. Joe, did y'all notice Julius deferring down the stretch to Rose? I did notice that.
It wasn't even Julius just deferring, though. It was just him the whole game realizing his shot was off.
Yeah.
And being able to recognize that and be a facilitator. And I think that's a reason why this team is pretty much here to stay. We're not so reliant on Julius. Yes, he's the best player on the Knicks. Yes, he's the best scorer. But on nights like this where he can't get going, we have RJ hitting threes, Reggie's hitting threes, Derrick Rose can create his own shot. There are many different options on the offensive end, and Julius is not stubborn enough to keep shooting. He knows the game. I think that's Thibodeau just telling him, "Hey, listen, if you're not on right now, make things happen." And he's being smarter this year. So that's why, to me, this team is here to stay. On top of the fact that they play defense every night. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That is huge.
Defense every night, and it creates offense. You see how many turnovers we got that turned into fast breaks. Yeah, we got towards the end, and it was like I was like, slow down. Like I didn't want fast break.
Yeah.
Turnovers. It was like, hold up. You know,
we started playing at their pace. You know what I mean?
You slow it down, and you make them work those minutes. You know what I'm saying? We were making them work hard for their shots, even when they were making shots.
Yeah, he was still hitting them.
The shots they had tonight was Washington.
Yeah.
Those are the shots they got tonight.
Those threes, I think. How many threes did he have? He had 6 threes himself.
He had 6. And their first half 3-point numbers were ridiculous. Like to the point where, like, you know, if you guard the perimeter in the third quarter, which they did do a lot better, and they slowed the game down, that it was going to flip. We just needed to make shots, and RJ just came out and pretty much.
RJ answered all of them.
Yep,
he answered all of them. Let's talk about that real quick. RJ Barrett. We had a bad couple games. First half, he goes 1 for 8, and you know it's typical. You know, it's almost at this point you don't know what kind of game he's gonna have to finish because he almost always starts off bad. It's kind of weird, you know what I mean? But I do think it's part of him just learning the game, and I don't think he's doing bad things. It's just his shot isn't falling early. That's really all it is. I don't think it's anything else but his shot just isn't falling early.
RJ Barrett, you said?
Yeah, RJ Barrett.
But he ended up with 24. I was gonna say we should clap it up for him because he was doing bad.
Clap it up for
RJ. Clap it up for RJ. He's gonna get. I mean, he ended up with he ended up leading the team in scoring, 24 points, 6 for 11 from the 3-point line. Like I said, he was 1 for 8 in the first half, and then came out 7 for 9 in the second half, 18 points in the third quarter. And
so did he hit all his free throws?
Did he hit all his free? Did he? Let's double check that. Yes, he did. He had 2. He only took 2, but he did. Yeah,
for 2.
Yep.
And that was a huge problem. So he's knocking those down. He's knocking down the 3-pointers. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Right. He's looking like the RJ Barrett that people thought he was going to be. So you know, we'll take it.
Like Potential said. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I even the biggest RJ Barrett apologist couldn't tell you that he was going to be shooting like this at any point in his career.
It's ridiculous.
Nobody, especially this year.
You know who my favorite Nick is, right? I think I said it in the text.
Theo Pinson? Hey, he's my favorite Nick. I don't care.
Yeah, I was watching the game upstairs today. I watched the game with Joy, my wife, in the room. I say my wife because you, Josh, you're the only person that doesn't know that's my wife. So I'm trying to say but I'm watching the game.
He thought you were just really happy to watch it.
Yeah. She wasn't really like paying it. She was in her phone. She's a social media queen, so she was doing that stuff. Wow. And she noticed Theo Pinson again.
Yeah.
She was like, what are those guys? And they jumped up. I think what was that guy? He knocked him down, and he helped him up. Taj when
Yeah.
He was all over it. And you said Theo jumped up, and Joy was like, that 1 minute she was looking at the screen. She was like, these guys coming up the bench. I was like, that's Theo. Like, you know
that's
what I mean?
Theo.
Like, but
leave Theo alone.
My favorite guy is Nerlens, man.
Word.
Right now. Nerlens, that boy on defense, he's going up there blocking like guaranteed slam dunks like the last couple games. That boy is getting these blocks. Like, you scared to go in the paint with him.
He had two of those. He had 2 of those tonight with 11 rebounds.
Yep.
Keep this in mind. We're doing this winning 7-game win streak without Mitch.
Not Mitch.
And with that, because Taj is performing. That boy is excellent.
Taj is my guy.
He was big in the
That's my
third.
guy.
He was huge in the third.
He is just like one of those vets where he just knows where to be and he knows how to play the game.
Always, right?
He's not the best athlete. He's not the quickest. He knows how to play the game.
And he hustles hard as hell, man.
For sure.
Every play.
That's why Tibbs brings him wherever he goes, bro.
Everywhere. He knows he's going to get a Taj.
Come on, Taj.
Yeah.
Wherever Tibbs goes, that's where Taj is. Yo, he's gonna be coaching the Tibbs once he retires.
You happy over there? You want?
Come over here.
Derek, you know what I mean? Like
every time Tom gets to a new spot, it's like his doorbell rings. He's like, "Yeah, it must be it. It gotta be Taj. It gotta be Taj." I knew it was Taj. Hey, I knew what's going on, man. So yeah, man.
And we don't have Burks. He's still under protocol.
Yeah.
Burks, right. I thought that was gonna be an issue.
I was afraid of that, but we pretty handily beat this team, and they up there. Where they at in the standing?
They're
They're probably like 7-8 right now, right? We got the Celtics in 6.
Like, we're competing with these guys. Like, these are like the wins that all these years we were like, we're supposed to get these wins.
Yeah, they're 8th.
Yeah, they're 8th.
Yeah, so they're still a playoff team, and like we beat them. Like early in the game, they were making me nervous. They were giving up shots,
right.
But I knew they just weren't. I knew after the second half, I was like, they're gonna lock it down. The third quarter, usually third quarter is like a bad quarter, but tonight the third quarter was like a good quarter. They scared me again. They had like 10 minutes when nobody scored. What was it, like 7 minutes straight?
Yeah.
They score a bucket, and I was like, all right, come on, y'all. But they just never looked so bad where it looked like they were out of it. And then
one thing I'm excited about. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But one thing I'm excited about is RJ and Julius's chemistry. They look like they're really starting to, look for each other and just develop a chemistry that they should have as 1 and 2 options.
You know what I was saying, thinking about that? I was like, if we have the same, let's say the team stayed the same. I was like, we'll be a dangerous team next year because like the chemistry is starting to like build. I feel like next year you have the same team, the same core. I feel like this team will look even better. Because, Reggie Bullock, the thing I hate about him, I think for every player you have that thing you hate. Like, Reggie Bullock does these stupid things like with that 5 seconds he was out there, the pass wasn't there, and he throws it. And I just feel like those things. The impact time.
No. Remember that thought. The Reggie play that pissed me off was the fast break where it was RJ right in front of him to his left.
Oh.
And it was a guy in the middle, and it was Julius trailing in between him and RJ. And RJ is booking it to the basket. All you have to do is throw it up, and he throws it to Julius, and then it just ruins a whole entire fast break. And it's just like, bro, that was a simple pass. All you have to do was lob it over the guy that was right in the middle.
His worst thing is passing. Like him with the pass, he gets
Oh
nervous.
my gosh!
He's just trying to give it to anybody, but he's always looking for Julius. That's the problem too.
Yeah.
It seems like he wants to give it to Julius. Like Derrick Rose will be right there. I think he did it today. Derrick Rose is open right there. He's like, well, "Where's Julius?" Like,
Peyton iced RJ too. Like it was a fast break. RJ was up front. He kind of stopped around the 3-point line, and see.
Yep.
See, Joe
That's how I put it up.
Yeah, so and he iced him, and then he went for some stupid layup against 3 defenders, missed it.
And then the reverse stupid layup. Like, bro, you're not even. I can see if Derrick Rose did that. Now, if Derrick Rose did that, I understand because at least I have some faith that you will finish that type of move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Elfrid Payton.
And Barrett was hot from the 3-point line.
And Barrett was wide open. Derrick Rose wouldn't even took that. That's the crazy thing.
In Elfrid Payton's defense, what I love about what Elfrid is doing, he's going to the basket, getting those easy buckets. It's almost like other teams don't expect him to score any kind of way. He gets these open runs to the basket, and he ended up with 7, but he's going to the basket and getting those easy because he's not a good shooter, so he knows. I feel like that. That's one of the things I feel like is very improved.
Yeah, and also if you get into the paint, that collapses the defense too.
Yeah.
So if you don't get an assist, you can move the ball around and get an easy shot. And I think Elf. I feel bad for him because I feel like a lot of Knicks fans rag on him and think he's trash. He's your backup. Period. And then when you have someone like Emmanuel Quickly, who we just drafted, who we're really excited about, we want to see him more. It just is what it is. But Elf does some good things, man. He does some good things.
He does some good things, yeah.
The kid is just he's not ready yet. He does something. I mean, like if he's not having a good shooting night, like one thing he did it again today. He's trying to get the foul.
Yeah, right. Like, he will do it he does it every night. Oh
yeah, he gets hit. He's like letting it go. It becomes a turnover. I feel like the refs got his number with that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you got to reach deep in your bag and figure out. Yeah, but he's a rookie. But I do like, I know what the coach sees in Elfrid. And if Elfrid is going to the basket, I'm okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. But
especially with Nerlens and Taj cleaning up, like we got people who crash the boards too. So
right, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't mind. You said what?
I was saying that works for who we have now with the package that the Knicks have.
Right.
I think next season, I think there are two positions that we need to show up. I think it's small forward and I think point guard.
There you go. There you go. I mean, listen.
Oh, man.
Nah, listen, and you know, I've been the nicest one to Elf on this show. You know what I mean? For the most part, probably between me and Rick. I know,
you know,
Rick just doesn't say anything. That's the only reason why. But
we already know. We already
know. But
this is what we got. So
if Elfrid was at best my second guard off the bench, I wouldn't hate him as much. You know what I mean? I actually wouldn't mind it, even on this team. You know, I've said that plenty of times in the past. But
the issue is he's a great defender.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be on the floor. That's like his defense tonight.
The air quotes with that great, man.
No, but he's good. He's solid.
He's good. He's a good defender.
In certain situations, he's really good. There was like one game. What was the last game when he had that stupid foul? I think sometimes the guy, him and Frank Ntilikina, by the way, it was a foul. Now you were saying it was an air foul. That was a foul. He hit his elbow. But the thing.
First of all,
hit his elbow.
He grazed his elbow, and even if he grazed his elbow, you think the ref saw that?
Here's my thing, Cat. Was it a stupid foul or wasn't it?
It wasn't a stupid foul. He just contested. He contested.
We had the game in the bag. What you doing?
Yeah, it's true. It was a little too tight, but he's out there for defense. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, like
my only thing
is for defense.
My only thing with Frank is I don't want him to get him discouraged from what he does. And what's been happening every single game is that every single time he gets in the game, they call a foul immediately. It's like he's in the game for 10 minutes and he has like 4 fouls.
And then he does this.
Every single night. He does it every time. It was funny. I think when they challenged it, oh my God, his face when they challenged it, he was sitting on the side.
And that's what I'm saying. It was a foul. They challenged it, and it was still a foul.
Yeah, they still called it, but while he was sitting under the basket, and when they said it was still a foul, everybody else, he just sat there. He said, the Frank face, he sat there for like a good, it was like 15 seconds, and I said, Frank, you gotta move, bro. It looked crazy
what we doing with Obi?
Oh man, Obi got to ride the bench the rest of the way. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. I'm hard on Obi. I'll be honest with you, man. He's gotten better as of late, but there was a time where I was like, I don't even think he's an NBA basketball player. That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
And listen, we're a team right now. We're fighting for the 4 seed. I don't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that right now.
Work on the off season, get better, come back and prove yourself, during training camp and in the preseason. But right now, I'm thinking playoffs.
Hey, if I'm the coach, I'd be like, I don't care if that 3-point shot is wide open. You drive. And don't ever shoot another 3 until you got to next season. Get your summer right. You go in there and dunk on somebody. That's all I want to see.
Also, Tibbs hasn't spotting up at 3-point range. Like, why is he spotting?
Right.
Put him in pick and roll situations where he's going to the hoop. So
that's exactly where he needs to be.
That's not his fault.
Yeah. Right. That's on Tibbs.
That's not his fault.
Right. If we coach him that way, then we got to coach him that way. He's got to get in there. He sets some picks, but he sets like what do you call the pick that's the pick for the pick? He don't set like the main pick and roll. Like
when RJ be coming off, like I know what you're talking about.
He sets the hockey pick.
The hockey pick.
But I mean, my thing with Obi is it's kind of like Mitch. At this point in your career, you can't blame the coach as to why you're not taking that jump shot. You know what I mean? At some point, there's no way you're launching all of those threes and missing those that the coach is still in your ear, like, take that shot. Like I don't think Tibbs is in his.
Just keep shooting.
Just keep shooting it all season long. Like it's about to be May, and he hasn't been hitting the shot.
Here's the problem. here's the problem. And it's not even a long season compared to the 82 game season.
Right.
But let's say we end up in these let's say in that what's that bubble they talking about? Let's say that ends up
The
happening.
play-in, yeah.
This ends up being, let's say we go deep in the playoffs. It becomes a long season, and Julius Randle's gonna need some rest. What we got to wait for? We got to be up 30 points to get Obi out there. He had that one good game where he was tearing it up.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Obi. I don't trust Obi.
I don't trust him.
Either.
Yeah.
What we gonna do? We gonna be putting Taj in at the power forward?
Yes.
Or they're gonna
in the playoffs, absolutely. In the playoffs, absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm excited about the playoffs because I feel like Derrick Rose is gonna turn up and play. I feel like Derrick Rose is gonna be a 21-point average in the playoffs.
I mean, listen.
I just want to keep doing what he's doing. Just keep doing what you're doing, Derrick.
Just stay healthy. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. Just stay healthy. When it comes to Derrick Rose.
To Dre's point, we are going to need someone else to step up because defenses are going to lock on Julius.
Yeah,
for sure.
In a 7-game series.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Well, I do think for some reason I feel like Tibbs. I don't know. He hasn't proven me otherwise, but I feel like for some reason during the playoffs he will have to resort to starting Rose, and I think that's something he has to consider. You have to consider starting Rose, especially in a 7-game series when it slows down and Elfrid Payton can't necessarily get you anything consistent.
I'm taking Elfrid off the bench. I take Elfrid and quickly off the bench.
Yeah.
Elfrid get like 10, 15 minutes.
And the beauty of it is it fits even better with him coming off the bench because if he's in the starting lineup, he's got RJ, which we can't say he's not a shooter anymore. So that's starting to shift, like as right in front of our eyes.
It shifted.
It shifted. Yeah. So it used to be RJ and Julius. All they do is drive. They can't shoot. Now both of them are pretty good 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason why Elfrid has been able to stick with them is because they have been shooting well. But I do feel as though there's more shooters off the bench that Elfrid could just get his game off of. You know what I mean? I do think that him playing off of Quickly and playing off of Burks off the bench, that's something that he can do easily rather than coming in the starting unit and kind of like I just don't feel like it meshes well. It still hasn't meshed well. I still don't think it meshes, and I just want to see him running with the second unit for a little bit. More than anything, more than him not running with the starters.
Well,
I do want to see him.
We were on that nice run in the first half. He had the first unit out. They ran nice along with Elfrid and those guys. They had a nice move. They had a nice run.
Yeah,
I was like, I see why he's keeping him. He's trying to make sure that chemistry stays like that. There's no reason to pick him. Because sometimes he does that.
Right.
But he's playing bad, and it's like, so he stuck with him a little longer today, and I felt like that's why they stayed out there. But when what's his name exploded, when the kid quickly exploded,
he stayed out there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that boy hits his free throw.
Also, you need some type of offense coming in the second unit if it's not Quickly, because Quickly can't.
True.
I mean, he's like a baby Lou Williams to me, but he ain't there yet.
Yeah. So Rose, that's kind of
the other thing that we don't get a lot is easy buckets. Like Nerlens grabs his rebounds, like put it back. Like sometimes it's like just turn around. He's grabbing the rebound. He's like away from the basket. Just turn around like a hook shot. You're 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
he does it very rarely, but he needs to do that a little bit more.
He did one today, but that's because nobody was there. Yeah, like it was just like he did a 2-hand jam. It's like. Not even looking.
Sometimes I really listen. I really appreciate Nerlens, and he's really like one of my favorite Knicks, probably top 5 favorite Knicks this year. I just don't know. No, not that I don't know. I can't consider going forward with him as my starting center. You know what I'm saying? I do think that we got to get Mitch back in here doing what he does. You know what I mean? Right, it's working for now, for sure. But I don't even think he's healthy enough to stay as a starting center because he gets knick-knack injuries pretty often. You know what I mean? And he's not a big guy, so he does get knocked around a lot. But I definitely appreciate. I don't want him off the team for sure. I do want him back.
I'm keeping.
Yeah, I do want him back because I think he's a Knick.
If he's not a center off the bench, I'm keeping him
for sure. Yeah. But you gotta. Especially offensively, that's the thing about Mitch is, if Mitch is going to give you as many blocks as Nerlens is giving, at least he's going to give you some rebounds and he's going back up with a dunk.
Yeah, he definitely can match that.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit better than Nerlens just because of the offensive side. And he's a little stupider, you know.
And no, he has sticks for hands.
Just younger.
He has sticks for hands. Nerlens.
Mitch is
He has sticks for hands, bro. And it kind of makes sense because it's kind of like tennis rackets. It's like he can block everything. But
hands like he get a finger on it, he blocks.
It's like it's almost like he doesn't know how to bring his hands in like this. He just everything is like this because he can't catch a ball. He can't catch a ball, but you know, like
Butterfingers.
Like the right, like but the alley-oop that Alfred threw him tonight, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, he could go like
He caught it and put it in the basket. Maybe they were practicing that.
One thing Nerlens does better than Mitch is not getting the foul trouble. I mean, he still gets a lot of fouls.
In a way, yeah.
But Mitch got better with that, though.
But the thing with him is Mitch is always trying to block three-point shooters.
Right.
So he's always running out.
Yeah.
He's trying to get every single block out there, and he gets himself into trouble.
And Nerlens be going straight up more. Like he goes straight up more than Mitch. Mitch is always trying to spot someone.
Smarter.
Which is why Mitch got hurt. If you look at it, that play with who was it, Lopez, that he tried to jump over and tip the pass. It was unnecessary. He didn't need to do that. Right. If he could have just let him catch it. It's not like we were in a dire situation. It was early in the game, pretty much.
It reminds me of my daughter. Like, you know, just doing stuff because you can. Like you know how you look at the kids.
Yeah. You're just gonna do it just because you can, right?
Just like that kid, and he's just trying to do it. He's like, "Look what I can do!"
Right?
It's like, settle down, young boy. Like,
right. He put his shoes on and like, look how fast I could go.
Yo, you know, never used to do that, Josh.
We're not gonna do that here, man. We're not gonna do that to me here, man.
Josh used to run like this. I'm like, yo, you're slowing yourself down. Stop. He's thinking faster. He's like, clap, 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 clap. John, you'll tell. I wish we had phones.
The funniest thing is, I remember the day you told me stop running like that, and I remember exactly where I was. And from that day, I never ran like that ever again.
Yeah, I was like, yo, stop so hard, and you going like this. He thought he was killing it, man.
Listen, but nah, that's it's kind of like the same thing with Mitch. Sometimes he just does things because he can, you know, because he's athletic enough to do it. And I think once he matures enough to just not take those little risks, it's kind of like the same thing with DeAndre Jordan. It's like, oh, he's not as good of a blocker as he used to be. It's like, no, he's just more disciplined. You know what I mean? Like he knows when to put himself in those situations.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Who you want to play in the first round?
Who would I want to play in the first round?
Yeah.
I just want a 4-5 matchup because we can win a 4-5 matchup.
Yeah,
I don't care who it is. We could beat the Hawks. We could beat whoever gets that 5 seed.
Yeah, I was just going to say
anybody. But if it's 3-6 and we get Milwaukee, then to me, like, let's just be honest. Like, I'll be happy if we go 6. But that 4-5, we get to the second round. That's a successful ass season.
We can beat Milwaukee.
Exactly.
You think
I think we can get some games off of Milwaukee. I don't.
Yeah. I think we can steal it. I think we can steal it.
Okay, look. I'm gonna say this.
I don't.
If I'm gonna be honest,
you can steal it.
I watched defensively how Tom Thibodeau literally built the wall for Giannis. When we play them, and in the playoff series, if that team isn't hitting jump shots and we continue to build that wall, I think we have a chance. But I'm not gonna count on that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna count on them not making their shots.
Right.
I will count on our defense. But when it comes like you saw tonight, as good of a three-point defensive team, who is that? Yes, it is. That's nephew. Our nephew's in here. What's going on, Jordan? What's going on there? It's nephew. But what point was I trying to pull? Like you got me right in the midst. Got the family in it.
They build the wall.
Yeah, right. So if they build the wall for Giannis, the way I can count on Thibodeau's defense in that situation. I can't count on our offense consistently in a playoff series just yet.
Against Milwaukee, too.
Against Milwaukee.
The better defensive teams in the league, if not the best defensive team in the league.
Right.
Some people say, I don't think that, but they're top 3 defensively for sure.
Right. Like, and don't get me wrong, when it comes to us, for some reason, they have trouble with us in a way. But we didn't. There was one game we played, we blew them out. Next game we played, they blew us out. The next game, their starters didn't play. But we beat them. So it's like you don't really know what you're gonna get out of the series with.
I'm getting excited just thinking about the Knicks being in the playoffs.
Listen.
Love it.
Like just the way the music sound, just like the environment, like
the environment.
I'm just sad that there's not a lot of people at the.
Well, news just came out that it's 10% right now. They're raising it to 25%. So
It'll be 5,000 people
in the house.
Right,
5,000.
Listen, it's going. If you hear how it sounds now,
right,
it's and that's only 2,500 people, man.
Yeah, what we supposed to be going to the first round playoffs or something like that? What we say? Which game we said we were going to?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. It got real
I don't know.
Never
I don't
mind.
know.
I guess plans.
No, I'm down. I'm down to go. It's just if you look at it now with the limited seats, I don't know how likely it is, especially for the first time we're in the playoffs since 2013. I don't
why
know.
We need to be there.
One, expensive tickets. Two, will they be available? That's it. Those are the only two things, and those are two things that we're not sure of right there.
So
I'm just saying.
We miss a light bill 1 month. Come on, man. I mean, like we gotta be there.
Light bill.
Light bill. Listen, like I said, it's more about the availability than the money.
Just the kids that we can't.
Who we play right now?
No.
We play the Hawks or
Yeah, we play the Hawks.
We play the Hawks, and I'm taking us in that series.
We taking it. I'm sorry.
I'm taking us in that series.
I'll take us too in that because they don't play defense. If we shut down Trace, wrap.
You know, actually, we haven't played them since the coaching change. So tomorrow, which is when we play them, this is the first time we'll see them since their coaching change, and they've been on fire.
But the Hawks, they have trouble with physical teams, man. They don't like to be roughed up.
Very true.
They don't
have any big guys. They don't have big guys like that.
Not match well. They're very finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Collins, right?
This is a game where I want to see the physicality of Alfred on Trae Young.
Yes.
I want to see the physicality of Alfred. This is the game where I want to see that defense because you know that Trae has issues with guys that make him work for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Grayson Allen was pissing him off.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. But I love Grayson. I'm a Duke fan, so you know I love Grayson.
He's actually turned into a nice NBA player. I gotta give him
credit. They do have Capella too.
Yep.
I'm not worried about Capella. I'm not worried about Capella. If he doesn't have a lob thrown to him, I'm not worried about him.
But they're gonna go to that all the time, especially if you shut down Trae. You're gonna keep throwing it in to Capella.
Yeah,
that's kind of what they were doing before,
and it didn't work. They still lost, so I'm not.
Yeah,
really.
They did.
So I mean, but we'll see with that. As far as the next couple games go.
In the first round?
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I'm not going on that island.
Boston? Nah.
I don't want to see Boston.
No. I'm not going.
I think Boston will win.
I have problems. I have problem making any guarantees against teams with 3-level players, and they have 2 of those guys.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to see Miami either. Don't want to see Miami.
They have our number. We haven't been.
Miami, we had so many close games. I feel like we could. I think we could go in there and surprise them.
I think it could be competitive, but I can't see us winning 4.
I don't see us winning. Yeah, I don't see us winning. Especially they just got Oladipo. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did pick up Oladipo. That's why.
Yeah. No. I mean, they actually haven't been winning that much. They
actually dropped.
Yeah, they've been staggering.
You know what scares me? It kind of. Washington has been playing better, and I feel like they're gonna sneak into that bubble. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna because if they starting to pick up and they're
tied for 10th right now. They're tied for 10th.
They're tied for 10th.
So they're right in the play-in already.
Pacers and Raptors.
And I just feel like with those two
Bulls and Raptors.
Yeah,
Pacers are gonna fall out. By the way, Miles Turner just went out. Yeah. Indefinitely.
But I don't think we're gonna have a problem with. I don't think we're gonna be in the play-in series. No, they're gonna make the playoffs.
We better not be.
I mean, that would suck, man. If we got the 7 seed and we have to play freaking Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal in a 3-game series, like.
No, actually, if we did start losing, I feel like the only way we would play a team like that is if we kept winning and moved higher, and then they moved up. But if we dropped down to 7th or something like that, however that ended up, we were 7th, we wouldn't play them in the first round anyway, and they would lose in the first round.
So how does it go? I think it says the 9th and 10th seeds would have to win 2 games, and the 7th and 8th seeds would have to win 1 game.
Have to win 2 games.
Yeah, the 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9. The lower seeds have to win twice. Higher seeds just have to win once.
Win once. Okay. And then that's how you decide who the 7th and 8th seed is for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, for both sides, especially because you know how it gets.
They all tight. They be like all tied for and it's kind of like messed up. You got 2 teams, 3 teams tied for 8th.
Because you know why that works a lot. Because for teams like the Wizards, it happens a lot around the league where they hit their stride very late during the season, and that might be the team that could make a better playoff series than the team that made it in instead of that.
Oh man!
But didn't it happen with the Suns last year, and they still ended up losing? Didn't they?
Yeah, they got in the bubble, and then they didn't. Yeah.
They didn't make the play-in. The play-in was between Portland and Memphis, but the Suns almost made it.
Oh yeah. The Suns lost the game.
They were in the bubble and the whatchamacallit bubble, not the play-in. But they won all the games in the bubble.
They won every single game they played in the bubble.
They won every game. They still because I remember Devin Booker had a 50-point game and he still didn't make it in or something like that.
They still didn't. Yeah. Crazy. And that was the bubble. That wasn't the play-in. That was the
bubble. That was just
the play-in was Memphis and Portland just won the first game, and that was it.
They number 2 in the East. I mean in the West.
Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix. Listen. And this is why I wanted Chris Paul. That's why.
Yeah.
Because he is still. I don't care what anybody says. He's still the greatest. He's still not the greatest. He's still the best point guard in the league right now, in my opinion.
What would that do to the Knicks if we have that dude running the floor?
I mean, if you consider Steph a point guard, a little bit different. But in terms of a true point guard, he's the best true point guard in the league. Still, hands down.
That dude is incredible because every team he goes to, he was with OKC last year.
He's the bar rescue of NBA players. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
He really is. What's that guy's name? Tapper? I don't know what the hell his name is.
John Tapper. Yeah. He's John Tapper. He's definitely John Tapper.
Yo.
The bar rescue of NBA players. He definitely will fix your franchise, bro.
He absolutely will.
So I mean, we see them in 3 games, which is on next Monday. We see them. So we play the Hawks tomorrow. We got 2 days off, and then we play Saturday against the Raptors again. I think we could take that game.
I hope we do.
We need to. We need to win these next 2 games. If we go on a 9-game winning streak, that would be.
Oh my God!
Josh, your boy Xavier said he wants the Nets in the second round.
I'll take it. We're not going to win it, but I'll take it.
Why?
Because I guarantee you, all of the injuries will disappear.
The second round, the better teams in the second round.
All of the injuries will disappear. Guaranteed. They're not going to be hurt at all. Not one of them.
I'm trying to see who else I would prefer in the second round. Though.
Especially versus the Knicks. Are you kidding me?
Katie hates us. Katie hates us.
He's not missing
against us. Kyrie. We got nothing for Kyrie.
We've seen it plenty of times. We've seen it plenty of times. Kyrie gets whatever the hell he wants with the ball in his hand.
That boy is a magician with basketball.
He's crazy. He's different.
You got the ball in the string.
So we got a couple. How many games left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yo, Xavier said this. He said
13 games.
In a second, he said if we get the Nets, every game would be a Knicks. Every game would be a home game for the Knicks, and that's true.
That's facts.
That's very true.
That's facts.
You're gonna hear Knicks chants every single game. Every single game. That is a fact.
Absolutely true. They would be so mad. They probably be playing harder.
Imagine having Harden, Durant, and Kyrie on the same team, and the city still don't give a fuck about you. That's wild.
That is some wild
Any
shit.
other city in this country, the whole city would be buzzing like crazy, and nobody in New York gives a damn. Nobody.
That is crazy to me, bro.
That's crazy that nobody cares that they have KD.
They have KD, they have Kyrie, they have James Harden, and the biggest talk of the town is the New York Knicks.
No one cares.
Right.
Nobody cares. Alec Brooks gets talked about more than Kevin Durant gets talked about. In the city.
Seriously, if you look at the amount of tweets, it's ridiculous. The amount of tweets that the Knicks have compared to the Nets. It's just wild.
Speaking of, just like what he said about us have the home games, I just think that to see the Knicks play against, I just think that would be like that. That would be the game. Like he said, if we got one against the Nets, that'd be a win for the season. Like if we played them, that series would be so intense. I would just.
It would be.
I just need the Knicks to experience that playing against the other team in New York.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like that would be so intense. That would be a great learning experience. Win or lose. I don't think we come out with the W, but if we did, forget it.
One thing Fizdale did, one thing good Fizdale did. It had nothing to do with an actual coaching. It had nothing to do with an actual coaching experiment. Is when he took the young guys to winter playoff games, just to experience the vibe and the energy in the arena, because they've never been part of that. And I think
he didn't coach him to the playoffs. He
didn't coach him there. He brought him to listen. Fizdale brought these guys to the playoffs. I don't want to hear it. Fizdale brought these guys to the playoffs, man. Hey, Joe's not gonna like that one. Fizdale brought these guys to the playoffs. He hates Fizdale with a passion. But yeah, man, that's something that I think these guys need. I think it's very important. There's still a small contingent of fans that really want us to lose, because we're not going to win the championships. It's like, you might as well tank. And I'm like, what kind of mentality is that? I don't
tank.
You
still seeing it? I haven't seen that in a while.
If the Knicks
they still see it. Well, not during this run. They've been very quiet.
They've been very quiet. Tanking is not a thing anymore.
Who's been very quiet?
The people who want us to tank. All of a sudden, during the streak, they've been very quiet.
If the Knicks tank this season, nobody would think anything of it. It would just be like the Knicks up.
Yeah.
They would just be saying the Knicks don't have anybody.
This team is incapable.
And think about it. You think about the Detroit Pistons when they won.
Not with time.
I just feel like the Knicks is like that kind of team, but it's a typical Thibodeau team.
Yeah.
They play that hard-nosed defense. And
they are.
They get in these games. If you look at the Bulls, Joakim Noah wasn't a good offensive player. He was a defender.
Right.
You look, Luol Deng, he could hit some shots here and there. He was a scrapper. You know what I'm saying? But that's the typical team Thibodeau has. And
that team was completely built around Derrick Rose and his talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this team's built around Julius. It's kind of similar where Julius kind of runs things.
It is very
right.
Yeah.
The only thing is, at least we have someone else that you can kind of go to for a basket. You know what I mean?
We have some options. I mean, Derek.
Yeah.
You can put the ball in Derek's hands, and RJ too.
Derek and RJ. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Getting the ball, RJ can run at the pick and roll, but I just wish the Knicks had a more imaginative offense. I mean, that's my beef with Thibodeau. I wouldn't say it's not a beef. I like what Thibodeau's doing, but it's too much iso ball sometimes, and a lot of times it's like pick and roll. And the first option's not there. The offense just kind of falls apart and bring it back out iso. They just had a little more creative sets. I think I'd be a little more comfortable with the offense, but at the same time, like, we don't have the personnel to do so. So Thibodeau's doing what's best with the roster that we have. I can't really blame him.
Right. I don't
think anybody that next to Randall is someone that you can rely on to score.
Right.
Derrick Rose, he has his days where he gets nothing. RJ Barrett, we definitely seen him have games where he has like 4 points or whatever. There really isn't that second person who is definitely. I mean, the only person that I could think of is Burks, but even he has games where he only has like 10 points.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it's going to be tough. And in the playoffs, like we mentioned before, like if they shut down Randall, they double team him and they jam him up. Like, where is the offense coming from?
Right. And if your offense is just isolation basketball, it's kind of like, well, who's on that day? And if no one's on, then it's nothing. Yeah. Especially we're a team. We don't shoot many 3-pointers, so it's not like we can make everything up on a 3-point. And today we shot the ball well from 3, but we don't take threes.
That's not every day, though. Yeah. So.
Yes, that's definitely not every day.
I wish we didn't take as many threes as we take. I think we take.
What do you mean?
You think we take too many?
You think we take too many now?
I think in today's league you have to shoot. You have to shoot.
Yeah, I think we're around league average now if you look at it.
Yeah, but we don't have shooters like that. We will, and I do want that to be part of the fabric, though. That's what I'm saying. So, like, when you got Obi shooting threes, it's just like, all right, that's a little too much.
Right.
There should be very few people shooting threes. I mean, even Derrick Rose is Derrick Rose. He might be on, he might be off.
Right.
He's like 50-50 with the three.
But he's a point guard, so you want him to shoot that.
Say what?
Mm-hmm.
I say he's a point guard. You want him to shoot threes every once in a while.
But
so that's
Alfred can't shoot.
Alfred can't shoot now.
And so when he's shooting threes, it's like, all right, and he's shooting it because it's open on the time clock. Like the bottom of the clock, so he's shooting threes. Yeah. Obi shouldn't be shooting threes.
Right.
Alfred, I already said. Barrett, he could have an on night. He could have an off night.
He's shooting three like crazy lately. He's 47%.
Sometimes
he took 11 threes tonight.
Huh?
He took 11 threes tonight.
That's what I'm saying. That's like a lot of threes.
But he's shooting 47% from three, like in his past 40 games. Some crazy stuff. Like, I'll take that, man. If you shooting at that,
I'll take it. If you take, hold on,
but some nights they could take 2 dribbles in and take a 15-footer. Sometimes we don't.
Well, look,
we don't always need a 3.
Now that you mentioned that one point, that's one thing that I see RJ do. I think he called. No, it wasn't Nerlens. It was Taj. It was Taj. Yes, he calls Taj up for the pick. He went around it to the left and he pulled up mid-range. If he continues to do that, just that, take the open mid-range, which is something that I really want quickly to also start doing because he has a lot of those open mid-ranges. If these guys start hitting that open mid-range, that'll open everything. You know how many easy buckets we can get from the mid-range just from open jump shots?
That's what I'm saying. That easy basket, higher percentage basket from that 15-footer.
Yeah.
For somebody like Obi. Stevion, what are you shooting threes for?
Yeah.
You know,
Obi should not. Yeah.
Yeah, you get an easier shot. Reggie Bullock sometimes doesn't have to shoot the 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you do that pump fake, you can do the pump fake and you don't have to step to the side and you can step in a little bit and take that jumper. Like, if we're up 10, because a lot of times that's when we lose these leads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now we're bricking threes and now we can't. There's nobody can score. But everybody's taking the hardest shot on the floor, which is the 3-point.
Yes, and Alec too. When Alec be missing, he's like step back 3, and it's like, why you shouldn't have step back 3?
It's like, why you shouldn't step back 3?
Yeah.
Sort
of hoop. But when he's on, he's hitting it. So it's one of those.
Right. I think when if anybody is on, if Alfred is on, give him the ball.
Yeah.
That's not even a real thing. Alfred being on from 3, but if it's happening, that's when you go for it.
Well, that's kind of what Julius did with RJ tonight. He saw that RJ was hot. And he just kept giving it to him. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what you do. You have an 18-point third quarter. We know that he's not going to continue up that streak in one game. So you ride him until that streak is over. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what you should do with every player. Like, it happens a lot, which is why it was kind of annoying when Alfred did ice him for those 2 plays. It's like, all right, well, now you still don't trust him. And it's kind of weird. I don't understand. And one thing that I did see, I forgot. Was it a turnover? What did Alfred do? It was at the end of the game. It was in the fourth quarter, I believe, third or fourth quarter. Alfred did something, and he was pulled out of the game. And the one thing that I noticed is that when he went to sit down, he went all the way. He went to the furthest seat he could find.
I thought he went to the locker room because he just kept.
Yeah, I thought he was going to the locker room. That's how far he was walking. And then he just sat down.
He got hurt or something. I was like, oh, he got hurt. Then you saw him sit down.
Right.
Alfred, you know he got a burner on Twitter, right?
Yes.
Burner on Twitter every time.
I told you he had a burner.
Every time fans are talking crap about him, he responds on that burner. He's gotten caught. Like it's Alfred. It's 1,000% Alfred Payton.
Damn, I didn't really think it was really Alfred, man.
He's sensitive.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I thought that was like if that blew over.
Is that like Knicks 6 or something like that?
Yep. Yep.
Knicks fan 6.
Every time someone criticizes Alfred Payton, he comes to the rescue. Never tweets during the game. You never see it during the game.
Right? Yeah. He said that. He said somebody asked him, "Why don't you never tweet during the game?" And he said something about like I'm
working.
I'm working. And
it's like, so your work schedule coincides with the exact 72 game schedule of the New York Knicks. Okay.
Yeah, and all your game, you only work for 2-3 hours a day apparently. So
right.
Cool.
I got a back-to-back shift this week. Like, come on,
right?
It ain't possible.
He should have said something a little bit slicker. Like I'm hanging with your mom.
It's possible.
Right.
Yeah, come on, man. If he was from New York, he probably would have said something like that. But he's not.
And the Knicks have like this camaraderie, and Alfred, I'm not saying he's not a part of that. I'm not saying the team doesn't like him, but he doesn't seem to be a part of that cohesion.
It's noticeable. It's noticeable.
And it's not that the Knicks are cliquey or anything like that. He just doesn't seem to be like the rah-rah guy. There's just doesn't seem to be any type of role when it comes to that.
I've never seen him jumping around with Theo and the rest of the guys, and I've never seen him do it, which is wild. When I saw that, when he walked all the way, I thought he was going to the locker room. I'm like, oh, what happened to Alfred? Then he sat down, and I'm like, wow, okay, that was weird.
The whole team was talking about him one day, and then he walked by. He was like, hey, you guys talking about me?
Could you imagine being that guy, bro? Oh my God, that hurts.
And then when quickly got off to the start, he got off to come on, man, that had to hurt. You got to stand.
But you know what? That put a battery in his back though, because that's when he started scoring.
If Joe's right, then okay, that's the cool down area. He said, okay, I didn't notice that up until tonight. I never notice that area.
But that doesn't make anything that I said less true because he does do that shit.
Like, he does do it. He does do that. Very true.
Was that a thing that got the cool up area? That's where they sent him? Because I've seen them there sometimes, but I don't know why they sit there.
Which is, actually, you know what? RJ came out of the game, and they had a timeout almost immediately right after that. And RJ came out with the rest of the team with the bench, and he was the only one with a mask on. So I do think they have some sort of protocol for coming off of the bench. I mean, coming off of the court, sitting in the area.
Like, I swear you would think Joe.
Yeah, I swear to you, Joe knows everything.
Get the fuck out of here. Who knows that shit? That's the cool off area. That's where they go sit down.
That's the cool down area.
And they chill, and then they come back with the mask.
Joe works at the Garden.
I didn't even know there was a cool down area. Now,
I didn't know. I swear to you,
I need a cool down area in my place now. Yo, just cool down. Just go over there.
After the podcast, go sit over there.
Joe was the data guy.
If you need to know anything, call Joe. I swear to you. You need to know anything. Like, yo, what? How many PSIs? How many PSIs should I put on my tire? Like, you know,
just pose the question out there and just be quiet. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I got you."
Hey Joe, what kind of motor oil should I put in my car?
He's our Jake from State Farm. That's what he is.
Joe from State Farm. Oh man, yo, great time, man.
Yeah, had fun.
He should be like the Siri. Matter of fact, he should. He should be
Siri. Like, yeah, come on, B. It's only.
Yeah, Joe, come on, like, come on, man, like. So tomorrow we have a game against the Atlanta Hawks. Another home game. What do we? Like I said, we are tied basically. Oh no, half game behind the Hawks. Half game behind the Hawks because they won tonight. So yes,
we gotta take that.
We definitely have to win this game tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We play them. I don't know if we're gonna do a live show tomorrow. We might not. I mean, shit for 8 straight. Every game we win, we might as well go live. We need to go live. Yeah, until we lose, we gotta go live. Is that a commitment, fellas?
Oh my god. Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Ah man. Hopefully we didn't jinx it. Because if that's the case, we won't see you guys till what's that? Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, the next game after that was like the weekend, right?
Yeah, Saturday, and it's a 1 o'clock game. So you probably see you guys Saturday. Worst case scenario.
Well, check it out. We won 8 of the last 10 games, right? We're on a 7-game win streak. So if we win the next 3, we'll be 10-0, and that's really what I want to look for.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I want to hit that.
That's an 8 p.m. I thought you hated 9:30 p.m. starts, Joe.
I definitely hate those.
I mean, anything after 8.
Them too. Both could be true.
Anything after 8.
Hey, true.
Anything after 8. So, like you said, we'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, we'll see you guys Saturday. Thank you once again for joining us. Hit that like and subscribe. Joe, Joe. See, we think Joe's on the show. He's not even here.
Joe's everywhere, bro.
Joe needs
Joe everywhere.
Part of the show. Josh Rodriguez. Let everyone know where we can find you, man.
I'm Josh Rodriguez everywhere at Josh_Rodriguez_. My podcast is The Dime with Josh Rodriguez. Just search for it on whatever podcast app you listen to. It's more of a general NBA show. I had Opalawa on one episode. We killed it about the Knicks. So tune in. I drop episodes every Thursday. The Dime with Josh Rodriguez, and its handles are at The Dime NBA.
And he was just on. We had a little 10-minute little interview. I think two shows ago. Go check it out real quick. In 10 minutes of your time. Thank you guys. What's up?
Josh, real quick, one of my favorite commercials is that remember they had all the NBA players were in the commercials. They had Kevin Love, and they had we were just talking about Phoenix, Chris Paul, and they had Kevin Love was the son, and he was like dropping dimes.
Oh yeah, dropping dimes.
And then they had Chris Paul. He said, "Hey Kevin, we get all them dimes from."
Yo, that is funny because sometimes there's always like one specific phrase that probably really has nothing to do with the entire scheme theme of the commercial. Yeah. We get all them dimes from.
Yeah, like with the power, the power forward. Where you get all them dimes from? And then he
dropping dimes on. Yeah, that was funny. Classic commercial, and I think he's coming back now with all of the State Farm commercials and all of that now because
everybody in them.
Yeah, because I think he brought back his brother, Clyde. Was it Clyde?
The uncle, the uncle.
Whatever, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
with the glasses is to his twin brother. Yeah.
So real quick, that was my whole dime reference.
I see what you're doing.
I gotta put it on the soundboard. Use it and throw the show.
Drop
it makes sense now.
Yep.
You home dimes from?
I appreciate you having me on, fellas. It was a good time. It was a really good time.
Of course, always, man. Thank you guys once again for joining the God Up Knicks podcast. Hit that like, subscribe, share. Y'all have a good one. Till next time, y'all. Peace.